Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Healing Hearts channel where we focus on healing, humor, and hot motherfucking topics. I done just did enough healing for the morning, so guess what your girl doing now? Ding, 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 hot topics. Okay, if you're new to my channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And after you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get all of my videos as soon as they drop. And also stick around, hit the thumbs up. That's the free way of you supporting my channel. Get me in the algorithm, making sure you see your girl when she live and in formation, okay? Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, today's hot topic that we're going to be discussing is the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 8 Reunion Part 2. I'll drop down in the description box here and leave my feedback for our reunion part 1. Not my feedback, the link for my last video, a reunion part 1, but this here is for part 2. All right, I suggest you go and watch part 1 because a lot of the things that I'll either reiterate or reference here is what I talked about in part 2. So ladies and gentlemen, this ain't the healing segment of my channel. This is the hot topic segment of my channel. So please make sure you got your cup and let's get ready to go. I got my healing hearts. Okay. Let me put on my glasses because I took some notes because, oh my God, let's get into it. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't even going to keep y'all waiting too much longer. Let's heal up, will up, bring it back, come rewind, and start from the beginning where the beginning is they started off with Mia's package. I told y'all in my last video, and I'm not going to say it again, I do not believe one word of Mia's story. Not one word. I don't believe G. I don't believe AINT. I don't believe the best friend. I don't believe any of them. I don't believe the kids. I don't believe the crackhead mama. I don't believe any of them. God forgive me for saying it, but I don't. So everything that Mia talked about, I'm pretty much going to bypass because I don't believe any of it. I think that Mia is smart. I think that Mia knows that she needs to get first share so she could be making, if not the most, she could be at top salary on the show. So because of that, I have to bring as much drama as humanly possible to get you guys to put me there, which is why she let that whole shit play out with Gordon and the end and all of that. I don't believe not a word of it. So once again, I'm bypassing Mia's package, which is what I did on the show. I went and washed dishes and started cooking because I didn't have time to watch that, right? Okay, sorry, you guys. I just was checking something. Let's move along. So then they moved on to Giselle's package, right? And then Gizelle talked about the passing of her father. She talked about his homegoing service. You know, she talked about how she wanted to make it like a party. She was like, because, you know, he was always the life of the party. And he said for his homegoing service, he didn't want folks mourning. He wanted them partying. So she made sure to fulfill her dad's wish. Grace was there home from college, so on and so forth. He got to see her graduate. It was really nice, right? Then they talked about Wendy and how she had nothing for Gizelle when they announced on the show that Giselle's dad was doing bad. And the reason why she didn't was because she felt like when her mom was in a hospital, Gizelle had called up Jamal and they had some dialogue, and then she called Wendy's mom evil, right? So Gizelle was debating the dog fuck out of that because she was basically saying that's a lie. When your mother was in a hospital, either A, I didn't have no knowledge of it, or B, I didn't say the actual evil statement about her while she was in the hospital. Gizelle, ain't you gonna sit on the same motherfucking couch and talk about folks not making faces when you're talking about your children? That's the same thing you're going to say, right? But right now, in this same breath, you want folks to be okay with you calling a person's mother evil, whether they're in the fucking hospital or not. You're the evil one. Let me just continue because I feel myself getting emotional already. Take a sip, ladies and gentlemen. Take a sip. Come on. So anywho, it goes on. Excuse me, you guys, I just ate. It goes on, and basically, you know, Gizelle was arguing that she didn't say that when the mother was in the hospital. She never said she didn't say it though. Girl, shut the fuck, girl. So she continued to speak about her dad and his homegoing service, and you could tell Gizelle is a person that I really feel like when she was growing up, she didn't really have room to have to deal with emotions. Like case in point, I know sometimes when parents have kids like back to back, you get kind of pushed out into off the lap kind of early, so you don't have a time to get a lot of that nurturing. So you kind of pretty much go about that on your own outside the home, and you learn how to cope and be emotionless and things of that nature. I would love to see or hear how old Giselle's siblings are, because I get the impression that you were just not made to have the capacity to deal with emotions, because girls, you should have seen how hard it was for her to cry, and then when she did, she cried for 0.2 seconds, right? And then the emotions went away. She even said to, she knew she was going to get emotional talking about the homegrown service. So when Andy asked about it, she was like, well, Robin was there. Robin, you want to talk about it? No, it's your father. You talk about it. And even in green screen, when the producers actually say things like, we'll talk about that later. So anything that's going to have her emotions out of whack, she doesn't want to discuss, because I think she just grew up where, you know, you weren't really nurtured. So because of that, you don't really know how it feels, or you don't know how to cope with your emotions or being emotional, right? So she let out about 2 tears, right? And I think they were genuine tears, because she spoke so beautiful about her dad and how when they was passing out fathers, she got the top tier one. So I believe that the 2 tears was genuine, right? But again, like I said, it was 2, and I'm back in bitch stance. And I'm going to tell you how I proved that. Because Candace had a mountain of tears. Candace just fell out, the crying goo came out, and Candace broke down, right? And when Candace broke down, Andy was like, wow, you know, Candace, can you share with us like what's making you emotional right now? And she was like, you know, I just can't. And Wendy was, I mean, Mia was like, yeah, she's emotional. Yeah. So, you know, and when Candace is crying, I mean, granted, I think that the tears was genuine. I don't think they was fake. But Gizelle got right back in bitch stance. And when they was like, yeah, you know, Candace is crying, Gizelle was like, even when it isn't about her. I was like, ooh, look how she shift back so quickly. Evil Naman. But yes. So she doesn't like to show emotion. But I have a revelation I want to make here. And again, this is just my assumption. And if I'm wrong, I'll take it back. But if I'm right, y'all give me my motherfucking credit, because you heard it here first. Candace is already pregnant. Candace is already pregnant. Can't take a sip. Candace is already pregnant. Candace is already pregnant. I think IVF and all of that stuff went through, and Candace is already pregnant for a few reasons. Number one on the list is because Candace is emotional at all the reunions, but she's also emotional and very resilient and mean. So she can be emotional, but in the same breath, cursing you the fuck out and being very nasty to you. In this reunion, it seemed like to me, her emotions felt out of whack, and she had no control over them, and she didn't have the capacity to be as mean and vicious as she normally is. So it made me feel like, are you pregnant already? So I think that Candace is pregnant. Another cue that I made me feel like she was pregnant too is because Wendy kept saying, are you okay? How are you feeling? Are you okay? And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck is there for her not to be okay about? She could take on these bitches. So I think it was more so checking in on you, because I know your condition as my close friend, and I know you trying to keep it together, and you're going through your hormones. So I want to make sure I'm being here for you. So in my opinion, I believe in my heart of hearts that Candace is already pregnant. Candace is already pregnant, which would explain why she left the show. She probably wants to be pregnant in peace, right? So that's just how I felt. Okay, got it. So now they talked about Grace leaving for college, and they talked about the faces that were being made when Gizelle announced that Grace was going to college in Florida. Now, this is what I want to say that I assessed. I don't know about the rest of you guys. What I saw is that Wendy and Candace try to like tag team and have each other back. They're a weak ass duo if you ask me, but they do at some points try. And I think for me, Wendy is way more mature than Candace. So when Gizelle was talking about her daughter going away to school, Wendy was not making the faces. She was just egging Candace on to continue making the faces. Candace is who was making the faces. And again, Candace owned up to it and was like, I wasn't making the faces because nothing with Grace. I was making the face because whenever you speak, I'm so disgusted with you that I can't do anything but frown up my face. So I honestly don't feel like that was Wendy making the faces. I think she was looking at Candace as if to say like, bitch, keep it up, but not because she was actually Candace was making the faces. And Candace owned up to it so fucking well. So the next thing they tried to do, Andy tried to do, was he tried to put the onus on Kurnnnnn and tell Aunt Kern she maybe should have stepped in and, you know, basically, so to speak, checked Candice and Wendy for making the faces. And, you know, let me tell y'all something. No shade. Let me say this, and I mean no shade, no harm. Aunt Kern is my favorite cast member on the show. Hands down, number one is Kern. Kern is number one. But Aunt Kern was tipsy as hell at that reunion. Aunt Kern was like... Kern was toe up. Kern took some sips in the back. She kept kicking Andy red bottoms. Aunt Kern was toe up. So anytime they came for Aunt Kern was ready because she had already had her fucking Jumbo juice in the back. So they was like, Andy was like, so Kern, you don't think that you should have might have stepped in and spoke up for... Aunt Kern was like, I'm sorry, my daughter's name is Raven. Raven is my daughter. That's the only motherfucking bitch I need to speak up for. These hoes is grown. I don't, what? Kern said, don't put that on me. But you know what I love that Aunt Kern also said after she said all of that? She also said, and another thing is, Wendy and Candace don't be the only bitches making faces. Yes. Yes. Yes, Aunt Kern. Aunt Kern, that's why I fucks with you. This entire... These last two parts of the reunion really shows why I fucked with you. Like, you really my aunt, Kern. You really my aunt. Even when you tipsy down, dog down, you still my aunt, girl. All right. So then they brought up Jason, Giselle's boy toy, right? And what Andy revealed was that I guess in that week of the reunion, it came up on social media that Jason was tonguing his blonde down. And he was like, well, you know, what is you and Jason's agreement? Because that looked like that was his woman. Right? So I want to say something about this part, right? And I'm going to give an impromptu and a very small healing heart session. No, it won't even be a healing heart session. It's just my assessment from the show, and Gizelle can come get her own healing heart session. In those moments, I pity Gizelle in ways that one shouldn't, right? One shouldn't. And I know it's kind of in poor taste to use the word pitied, but I did. In those moments, I felt so sad for Gizelle. You know what I saw? I saw a beautiful, hurt woman that has been hurt so bad that she's just willing to allow anything to take place because she feels like nothing better can come along. And also, when because she's so hurt and has all of this pain in her heart, she wants to inflict it on the rest of the world, which is why she's so goddamn evil. Because Gizelle sat up there and said that they have an agreement that it's not serious what they have and he can do what he wants. But in the same breath, you said, but don't have me explaining your actions and your behaviors don't have me be responsible for explaining your actions and your behaviors. Gizelle, you shouldn't have to. You told him he could do what he wants. So there should be no reason for you to explain his actions and behaviors. What you did was you knew that this young, attractive man did not really want you, but you wanted to say you had somebody because the fans kept fucking saying you were a lonely, evil bitch. So you went and you let Ashley try to put you on this old catfish date with this guy, because that's another thing I noticed. If y'all notice, what Gizelle does is she behind the scenes, you know, lets people act like they're hooking her up and she like them, and then the people being her castmates, and then she lets the castmates reveal those things and she try to act like, oh my God, keep it quiet. Because if you've seen it, Mia, when a little further in the episode, they asked her, is she dating other people because she's okay and Jason to date other people? And Mia's like, yes, she is, and he might be an athlete. And Giselle's like, oh my God, Mia, shut up, Mia Thornton. Girl, you did the same thing last year with Ashley. She the one who revealed that she hooked up you and Jason from Winter House or Summer House or Spring Break or whatever the fuck it is. So I noticed that's your MO. You don't really be going with these fucking people, girl. You didn't really go with, what's his name, that Monique. exposed. You don't be really going with these people. You just tired of people calling you lonely. But back to what I was saying about how broken you are. I think that what happened between you and Jamal broke you so bad that you just at a point where you don't even really want to fucking deal with men. So whatever they choose to do and whatever they choose to do it, you just allow it because it's like, it's nothing nobody else could do to hurt me even more. And another reason why I say that is because you revealed it. You was like, I thought me and Jamal would be together forever. I think you still want to be with Jamal. I think you still want to be with Jamal. I just think that Jamal is running around town screwing everything that's not nailed down. And you're actually waiting on him. But in the process, you'll still hurt about his tryst. So because of that, you're an evil, mean bitch. But, I mean, that's just me, Giselle. It just hurt me to see you sit up there and say you're allowing a person to do whatever they want and you don't care, but you're still fucking them. Why? Why? If that's the case, won't you just go back and fuck your ex-husband? Because if it's okay for everybody to do what they want, why add another man to your roster? Go back and fuck your ex-husband and just allow him to continue doing what he wants. So no, you try to act like these people are really your boyfriends and your boos, and I don't think they should to your ass. I think you're an evil, hurt, miserable bitch, and you sitting around waiting on Jamal, and he taking too long to come. So every fucking time another year gets stretched and he make another baby and he in another tryst, that's when you start fucking with these women in their marriages. That's just my assessment, Gizelle. So anywho, another thing, too, is in my opinion, it kind of really didn't matter that they gave Gizelle second chair because she got very much first chair attention. Girl, bye and move. So the next thing they did was they went into Candace's package. They went into the tour, the course of the tour, why she didn't want Juicadora opening up for her. And I think I was very much confused at Candace's response, which led me to believe it's pregnancy brain, because I believe Candace is already pregnant. So the response she gave, I was like, what? Now, maybe they edited some, I couldn't grasp what she said, right? And then they talked about her dismissed lawsuit with Michael Darby and how they thought Ashley, wow, Ashley was there. I thought Ashley was somewhere on TikTok because you would have not known Ashley was in the building. You would not. The most you got from Ashley the entire time was, They gave Ashley 0% of airtime other than them bringing up Michael's dismissed lawsuit against Candace. And at that moment, they let her say 2 words about she didn't have no knowledge of it. And I'm going to be honest with you, I believe Ashley. You know why? Because I don't think Michael trusts Ashley. I think that Michael knows that Ashley is a gutter rat, and he knows that she needs this show as a form of income, and he also feels like she might use something that she knows from him to keep herself on the show as a storyline. So he said, bitch, I'm not telling you about this. I'm suing this fucking black slave, and I won't let you know because you won't fuck this up for me. Now, why I got dismissed, I don't know. I don't care, right? I once again, I did not want Michael to lose. I didn't want Michael to win a $2 million lawsuit against Candace, but I do want Candace to get the lesson about her mouth, which I don't think she's going to, right? I think that Robyn is giving her the most run for her fucking money because she is mortified that friendship is ending. But I'm in agreement with Robyn. You do something I don't like, that leads me to believe that we are not in a bond and I thought we was in, you got to roll. And you can't comprehend that because for you should be able to say whatever you want to people and they should be able to take that. No, that's not the way life works. So, anywho, and then they went into Candace's beef with Robyn, right? So, one of the things that I love that was brought up is that Andy said, hey, you know, you and Robyn, y'all had a friendship. You got a tour with the Green Eyed Bandits and you and Robyn had a friendship. And Robyn said, oh, wait a minute. Gizelle and Candace had a friendship too. So Gizelle started to go on about how she supported when that stuff happened with my girl Monique. Hey, Monique girl. When that stuff happened with Monique and Candace, Gizelle was like, I was your biggest supporter throughout the whole situation. And you know what I love? It just tickled my motherfucking fancy when she said this. Candace said, no, I think Robyn was my biggest supporter. What I think was you were going out of your way to show me support because of your hatred for Monique. Candace, That's why they need you. That's why you shouldn't leave, but I want you to go have your baby in peace. But that's why they need you, bitch, because the way you clock that T, the way you clock that old bitch, that was a clocking. Come on, girl. You could just continue to do that. I fucking love you. Because that was a clocking. That was the truth. That was the motherfucking truth. She was so jealous and envious of Monique's happy and loving family and marriage that any opportunity she could get for everybody to turn on Monique, she definitely entertained that. And she just used your stupid ass as the pawn because, once again, you thought they were your friends. That's why you was over there telling Gizelle, you know Chris got a crush on you and all this other bullshit. Because guess what, Candace? You thought they were your friends. That's why you so mortified that Robyn cut your ass off from running your motherfucking mouth. Because like you said, I just want to be there for her. She's my friend. And then you got to get the crying, go out and fold it 10 times. And girl, shut the fuck. But anywho, you clocked that old bitch. So I'm going to give you that because you clocked her. That's right, bitch. Don't act like you was so much down for me. You was only down for me in spite of you was only down for me because you weren't too spite. Monique, because you couldn't fucking stand her. She was too happy in love. And now when I'm happy in love with my motherfucking man, you turn around and did the same thing to me. So anywho, let's get back into my notes, right? So I love she clocked that motherfucking T right there. Right? So Candace said, Robyn, like I said, Robyn said, listen, you cannot run your mouth the way you did. I'm done with your ass. Robyn said that to Candace. Candace is mortified, but I think she's more coming around to the idea of, wow. Because she said something like, as much as you've been through on these couches with all these other people, if this is what's going to end our friendship, then so be it. Candace, that's one of the reasons why I was happy that Michael was suing you. I just didn't want him to win the lawsuit. But I think that you really don't understand the magnitude of the way your mouth can trigger people. And it's not funny. It's not funny. And I don't want people to sit up here and say, oh, but Candace only gets like that as a response to. Let me tell you something. Number one, it's not always a response to. And number two, it's extreme. It is extreme. It is extreme. And what she has to understand is if you're going to say in one breath that I'm only responding to you and you're getting my mouth as a repercussion of what you did, she has to also understand that her mouth has repercussions. But she does not get that. So for her, it's okay to say whatever. And you can tell. You can tell the way she speaks to her drunk ass husband. She does not even factor in that she can be so nasty and disrespectful that it's triggering for people. So Robyn said, oh, sweetie, you won't keep doing this to me. You will not keep doing this to me. I'm done with your ass. And I agree with Robyn. If you're not happy, get on with it, right? So, anywho, but let me tell you about Robyn. Robyn, why everything happen when I get on camera? My allergies start acting up, my wigs start tangling up, my shirts start wrinkling up, everybody start talking outside the window, they having a fucking building meeting in the hallway. Everything happen when I get the fuck on camera. Had I been sitting my ass on that couch, maxing, relaxing, wouldn't heard shit in this building. But anywho, let me get on with it. So Candace still talking about Candace and Robyn's package, and they give Robyn an opportunity to speak about why she was ending the friendship and what was going on. And she basically got on to say, you know, I just feel like as a friend, you was coming for my job, all this stuff, right? So then you know what Robyn did? And I looked at Robyn. I said, bitch, they must have told you last season, you know your contract got one more season. But we're going to give you that one more season, but you know after this, you're a fucking dub. So, girl, Robyn, you was reaching so motherfucking hard this reunion that I believe your arm have a 10 motherfucking inch extension. Because the way you was reaching and the way you was full of shit disgusts me. So now Robyn sits there and has this fake, like, I got to show it, like this... you know, to try to force some tears out, because basically what she was saying was the fact that Candace insinuated that Jazelle was a colorist, it was triggering for her because she never had to deal with this and so on and so forth. Well, let me say one motherfucking thing to you, Robyn, right? So we could be clear. Candace said Giselle's white adjacent looking ass and her proximity to whiteness. That was to Gizelle. The reason why you got dragged on social media is because people don't know where Gizelle end and you begin because you're so far shoved up her ass. So when Candace said all of that to Gizelle, the rest of us, the viewing public, we took it as she was talking to both y'all motherfuckers because guess what? You're so far up Giselle's ass that we don't know where she end and where you begin. So it wasn't Candace's fault that her cursing your lover the fuck out had some backlash on you, right? Let's start there, right? Then you want to have the nerve to say that everything that she said and did was harmful and hurtful and got you dragged and you never had to deal with that. And because of that, you wanted to end the friendship, right? No problem. I'll even take it a step further and say you said she also was trying to cost you your job. Robin, can I please ask you something? Please, Robin. This is my only question. The things that Juan said and did and allowed you to have your job put in jeopardy and to be dragged for is not equal to what Candace said and did. So if you're going to end the friendship with Candace, what the fuck was the issue with ending a relationship with Juan? Also, the relationship that you didn't have because prior to that, you guys weren't remarried. Y'all was divorced. So the only thing it would have took was for him moving the fuck out. So you mean to tell me that Candace is dangerous and harmful and everything she said was triggering and it broke you, but none of what Juan did the same thing? You know how fucking stupid you looked sitting there without your husband behind you? I'll take it a step further. Do you know how fucking stupid you look questioning other people's husbands when you have yet to question your fucking own? Robin, the way I cursed you the fuck out for that breakdown, I know if I'd have went public with that cursing out on social media, I'd have been blocked and fucking canceled. Anyway, I didn't give a damn about you fucking crying Rob the Builder. You can continue to fucking cry. You can continue to cry because nobody wants to hear that shit the same way I don't want to hear Candace shit. So anywho, so then, like I said, they were having discussion about Candace and Robin's issue. So because of that, they flicked the camera back to Candace after Robin had her fake meltdown. And Candace was like, well, wait a minute. I want to say this, and I'm actually not saying it to be mean. I'm just saying it to be honest. Wendy and Candace, in my opinion, you guys are the poorest form of dark-skinned women representation on a show with light-skinned women. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. I feel like you guys, both of you, do a lot of pandering to these light-skinned women. And then when they don't accept that you guys are trying to be down with them, then you try to be mean and try to compete with them. But all before that, you're so busy trying to be down with their crew. No. So now when the camera flicks back to Candace, you say, well, guys, something is in my teeth. I can't on this camera. Guys, let me first apologize because I didn't know in my household conversation about race and the diaspora and all of that was we were open to having all of those conversations. So I wasn't aware that coming on this show, you guys couldn't have the conversations about. Gizelle was like, bitch, no, let me clock you. Let me motherfucking clock you. This ain't got nothing to do with us not being able to have the conversation. This has everything to do with us not agreeing with y'all about us being colorists. That's one. Two on the list is we can have the conversation, but I don't have to agree with you, and that's why you feel like I can't have it. So now, as she's saying all of that about apologizing because they can't have the colorist conversation, Kern, my girl on Kurnnnnn, she chimed in and was like, nobody is better in the whole Housewives franchise than to have that conversation because this is the show that it shows up the most on, right? Here, Wendy. Here, the fucking CNN commentator now. Hear her. You know what? The reality of it is people on this stage don't have the range. Wendy, shut the fuck up. You know why you shut the fuck up? Because your dumb ass got the range. You have the range to have it. So you should have led the conversation. You should have laid out the behaviors. You should have laid out the fucking way all of these things come into play and what it looks like and so on and so forth. But you know why you don't do that, Wendy? Because you scared of them light-skinned bitches. You scared of them. So you rather pander to them or be silent when they speak because you're scared of them. Because guess who had the range to have that conversation, Wendy? Guess who had the range to have that conversation? And I guarantee you, and I'm betting bottom top dollar, that they wouldn't have backed away from you. Y'all probably wouldn't have agreed on everything, but they would have been able to go toe to toe with you or either back down. But because you would have laid out examples, because you're so sharp and skilled in doing so, they could not disallow what you would have been saying. You have the range to have the conversation, Wendy. So why the fuck would you let Candace have it last year? Because you're scared of them light-skinned bitches. So you trying to get my Aunt Kern together because she light-skinned and trying to play them subliminally, talk about they don't have the range. Apparently neither do the fuck you because you didn't have it. So shut the fuck up, because you look stupid right there. You look stupid. Because in my mind, even last year, when whatever year that was, when Candace brought it up, I'm thinking to myself, listen, ain't this the professor? She could make it happen. Candace, shut the fuck up, let her lay it out, and just support her. Once y'all lay out the facts, whether production and everybody else want to deny the facts, the viewers won't deny the facts. And it would have been clear to see. But because Candace couldn't land a plane properly and you didn't support her, you just sat there fucking stoned face. Then after that, you went and bumped coochies with light-skinned Mia after she doused some shit on your ass. Wendy, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Because in those moments, you disappointed me. And I like you. I like you, but you disappointed me. And the reason why I just said y'all two are poor examples of being two dark-skinned women on the show that's up against light-skinned women is because y'all bow down and y'all pander to these bitches. That's what I see. Yes, they are Queen Bee because y'all allowed them to be that. So don't come with that, oh, because we don't have the range. Yeah, you had the range, bitch. You just ain't sure because you was scared. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Y'all begging brown-skinned broads are kicked out the crew. Go back and get Katie. Because I just looked. I was like, Wendy, shut. Anywho, moving right along, right? So Nneka was another one like Ashley. You didn't know Nneka was there. And then the time she tried to be there. You know what I get from Nneka? You might need to put Nneka on Real Housewives of... I don't know every franchise, so I'll say the ones I watch. Put Nneka on Real Housewives of Miami, right? And I say that because these women on Real Housewives of Potomac, they give me something about them, even if they're not old, something about their show gives you an older type of feel. And Nneka comes across like a little kid. She comes across like a little kid. So they go to the back, they take a break, and they like, oh, you know, we're going to take a break, freshen up the makeup. Before they went back there, she's telling Robin, like, I have like this nervous feeling. Like, bitch, ain't you an attorney? Don't you get up and debate and argue every fucking day? What are you nervous about? Get up here and debate and argue. So she says that before they leave the stage. When they go in the back, she back there talking to Mia. And she's telling Mia, you know, because I've been a good girl and I haven't dragged anybody on social media because they told me that when I got to the reunion, I would get my turn. And like, shut the fuck. I was like, and then on top of that, you give me like a little girl because you don't know how to manage your emotions and you're such a fucking punk that when you get too riled up with somebody that you can't go toe to toe with, you find what's your punching bag and jump on that like a little kid. So case in point, Ike, the wild rabbit dog that tried to jump on nice, happy, sweet, calm, loving, happy Eddie. Him, he's your punching bag. So now when you there telling Mia like, oh, you know, they told me that I would get my chance. They told me that I would get a chance to speak. And Mia's like, okay, girl. Hopefully you do. Like, bitch. So now Ike trying to be a supportive husband, which in every situation he is, and that's when you dive on him, right? So he was like, you know, well, if you're not, come on, you better be able to speak up for yourself, Nneka, because if not, I will speak up for you. And I think he was basically saying like, I am your husband and I'm going to support you. And if in these moments that you feel like you can't do it, I got you. Hear you now. Oh, be quiet. You're not helping here. Don't make me send you back with Juan. And the fucking wild rabbit dog that is Ike, one thing I could give him credit, I guess he only pump his chest out for the men. Because for you, he run right back into the fucking cage. Right back into the cage. I was looking at Ike like, you ain't gonna check this bitch? What the fuck? And she knows she could do it because she was like scolding you like, be quiet if I send you back to your room. And so from what I hear, everybody has their contract. No, I'm lying. I didn't hear that. I'm lying. I heard that about... Married to Medicine. I don't want to see Nneka next season. I don't want to see Nneka next season. I'm happy they said Robyn is going. I would have liked Candace to stay, but if she does want to depart, I would appreciate if you guys went back and got Katie, because I would like to see somebody that can articulate themselves and go toe-to-toe with the green-eyed bandit, because she will be there alone. And I want to see if she can stand 10 toes down when she don't have her Rob in the yard, her guard dog. So I go back and get Katie. Go back and get her from rehab, clean her up, and y'all go get Katie. Y'all go get Katie, because I think Katie will be able to make it do what it do. All right, boom. So that happens, and now the husbands come out, right? So when the husbands come out, whatchamacallit goes around the room. What's his name? Andy, and he's telling Ike, I like your outfit, and asking Happy motherfucking Eddie. And Happy Eddie was like, yeah, in less than 6 months, we'd have made $2 million off this cannabis. Right, Happy Eddie. I love Happy Eddie. I love Happy Eddie. Happy Eddie, like, listen, I'm just here to support my girl, get that paper, and be a gentleman. I love Happy Eddie. Ike, you the rabid dog, letting this girl. Anywho. So Happy Eddie, then they said hey to Ray. They was asking Ray if he liked Kurn triple 20s look, and Ray was like, okay, she ain't looking 60, but you know, Ray said, listen, that hoe know where her bread is buttered. I took care of this bitch her whole motherfucking life. So if she want to tee up now, it is what it is. I'm an old head and got my money. I'm chilling. So Ray ain't got much to think about. I love Uncle Ray and Aunt Kern, right? So then they asked, who else was there? Oh, now, Gordon, G, I bangs with you. I bangs with you because when you said if you want fair, go to a carnival, that took me out, G. That took me out. I love how you give it to me. You serve her. Boom, 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 boom. So I love you, G. The only thing I don't love about you, G, is I feel like Mia coerced you into being down with the plan, but the plan don't benefit or suit you. And let me tell you why I'm saying that. Because it would be different if you go to your spouse and be like, yo, I got a way to make $1 million, right? Okay, cool. We want the money. The money gonna benefit both of us. But I don't ever want you to tell me about you got the capacity to make $1 million at my expense. And I feel like G, and I'm not even gonna lie, I can't lie and say that Mia is not also throwing herself out in a fire, but I think she don't care about how she look. I think you are a man of a certain caliber and you do care about how you look, and I think that Mia got you looking crazy. And I don't like that for you, G. You want fair, go to a carnival. You know what I'm saying? I like you. So anyway, I'm losing a little bit of respect, but I mean, you came out looking teary-eyed. You was speaking to the side nigga in the back. I think Mia got y'all all on board for this money, but I think you're selling your soul to the devil, baby. Leave that girl alone, that boy alone, that whatever Mia is. Anywho, so they call him and I'll say hello. So now they get to Chris. I mean, it was in poor taste to take a sip when I'm about to talk about how Chris is a drunk. That was in poor taste, right? Okay. Let me let him go, because clearly he want to record. You want to roll out, bro, because you're making a lot of noise. The ghetto. Okay. God is good. So anyway, this is what I'll say. Everybody has fault and blame in what happened with Candiace, Chris, Gizelle, and everybody. Now, granted, some folks have more fault and blame than others. So I don't want y'all to think I'm sitting up here saying that Chris did anything to Gizelle to warrant her to say the things that she said. No, she's just an evil bitch. She's an evil, miserable bitch, and she was jealous of you guys' happiness in marriage because she doesn't have that with the person she yearns to be with. But I also think that you guys presented an end for her, and that's all she needs. That's why she couldn't stand Monique, because every time she tried to come for Monique marriage or Monique funds or Monique homes or Monique kids, Monique was clocking that tea. Monique was clocking that tea, so that made her enemy number one. Candiace, it took a little longer for you to become the enemy because y'all was giving her too many ends. So what she saw was when there was nobody else for her to be the enemy of, she just used the ends that y'all gave her. Case in point, right? Number one on the list, Chris was drunk. To be honest, I think Chris was drunk for about 2 seasons straight, and I think Chris is drunk on a reunion. He looks like an alcoholic. And I think that's why he gained so much weight, because he may be. Again, I ain't judging. Wink, wink. I'm just saying most times Chris was drunk, right? On top of that, you were saying little things like, Chris thinks you're the prettiest woman here. Chris low-key has a crush on you. You know, Chris also got very friendly with her because he looked at you and Robyn as her big sisters. So he also played a part in being responsible for how left things went. And I think I'm going to say that because he also felt the comfort to go talk to Gizelle in the back about y'all not supporting Candace because he already had become too comfortable. It would have been no reason. He was there to support motherfucking Candace. What the fuck he talking to y'all about that for? If Nicki Minaj tried to embarrass Candace and Candace felt the way, that's why you was there, to take her in the dressing room and be her moral support. It wasn't for you to go coach two other women to do that for your wife. But you know why? Because you was already too comfortable with them. On top of being drunk. So you did contribute a little bit to what took place, right? Don't do it no more. And I think you learned your lesson because you heard what you motherfucking said, which is why I think you should teach your wife how to learn hers about her mouth. But you heard what you said. You said, I'm not around. If I'm not wanted, I'm not around. That was the smartest thing you ever did, Chris, because you can't be caught up in no bullshit. So anyway, they run the package of, oh, you know, the lady said one more. Chris was like, listen, other than the subsequent 3 interviews that came out after the last reunion, I have not discussed this. I have not tweeted about it. I have not been around. I'm done. Best thing you could have did, showed you learned your lesson, Chris. I respect that. So now this is the part that made me say once again, Candace and Wendy is 2 of the most poor representation of dark-skinned women versus light-skinned women on a TV show. Because in those moments, Robyn, of all fucking people, Robyn, not Andy, not Jazelle, not Mia, Robyn started questioning Chris about the young lady that made the false accusations against him and if it was true or false. And Candace just sat there. I'm telling you, Candace, I'm telling y'all, Candace is already pregnant. I promise y'all Candace is already pregnant. I promise y'all Candace is already pregnant. Because if that bulldagging, dog in the yard looking bitch Robyn would have questioned my motherfucking man when you won't even talk loud to yours, the way I would have gnawed her face off, Andy would have had to take a break and send me outside to smoke a motherfucking blunt. And I don't even smoke. Bitch, don't ask my man nothing. You are not allowed. Anybody else on this motherfucking stage asking something, you're not allowed. Because your motherfucking man ain't even here for us to ask nothing to. And watching the whole motherfucking season, you couldn't ask him nothing. Matter of fact, you scared to ask him anything. But you gonna sit up here and question my motherfucking man? Again, see, y'all allow too much. Y'all pander to these light-skinned bitches. And then y'all sit around and wonder why they think they queen bee. Because you put them up on the throne. I'm done. Like I said, Chris did the smartest thing that could be done. But I'm going to tell you what else Chris did. Chris cast doubt in a couple of us viewers' minds, him and Candace, because instead of him straightforward just saying she was lying and it's not the truth, he used the semantics of saying, I'm not talking about that. Why? If it's not true, say it's not true. Why are you not talking about it? But again, that could be all to keep folks intrigued. I don't know. I don't care. Nobody cares about the brown dick. Like, no, I'm sorry. Nobody does. He got used so Gizelle could stay in second chair and first, and that's exactly what happened. So, on with it. So, anywho, I can't remember what took place after. I remember they was asking the gentlemen more questions, but I think we're going to get more of what the men have to say on part 3, and I'm going to review that as well, because I can't lie, I enjoy these reunions. I didn't enjoy the Married to Medicine's reunions as much, but I enjoy these ones. And I'm here to let y'all know y'all heard it here first, and if y'all don't give me my motherfucking props or tag me or mention my channel, I'm calling y'all out because y'all heard it here first. I truly believe in my heart of hearts that Candace is already pregnant, which is why she responded certain ways to certain things on the reunion. And if she is, Candace, my dear, you deserve a peaceful pregnancy, and congratulations. In any event, that was my review for reunion part 2, right? I'm a little Spanish. I know I'm a little Panamanian. I want to say something, too, at the end of this video, right? Somebody said to me, they was like, Deja, you know, I love your YouTube channel, right? This is somebody that knows me personally. And they was like, but I don't really watch Dear Deja. So I'm like, wow, why you don't really watch Dear Deja? And they was like, you know, I was one of the people, and this is a person who in the past, they also pushed for me to start a blog, because they was like, your personality is so crazy. Like, you would do so well, like, reporting and talking on TV, just being a personality. So I think you should start something, right? Hence my YouTube channel. But back then they were saying start a blog. Anywho, they have always been in support of that, but they were saying they don't really watch Dear Deja. And I was like, why? And she was like, because that same personality that I was championing for to be on TV, I don't really get that in Dear Deja. So it kind of turns me off, because that's who I anticipate seeing. And I want you guys to pay attention to the fact that I have many playlists on my channel. Many playlists. I have My Unpopular Opinion, Dear Deja, Damn Deja, I got a story to tell, Life with Super Ran. I have a lot of playlists. And all of those playlists, you get every side of me. The reason why Dear Deja was created was because a lot of people would say that they heard about the work that I do, but for whatever reason they were apprehensive about sitting in front of me and sharing some of their most vulnerable experiences. And I respect that, because who I used to be before my healed journey, I don't think I made folks feel comfortable to be vulnerable in front of me. But in order for me to show people that I have changed and I have grown and I'm all about the healing work, I said, let me give an opportunity where you can still get the work without actually having to sit in front of me and reveal who you are and say what you need. So it started off where I would give people anonymous, I would give them the opportunity to call me anonymously and tell me about some of the issues. And praise God, when I think I started doing it like 2-3 years ago, like during the pandemic. When I did it, I actually gained 15 new Healing Hearts participants. They revealed who they was, and we actually went forward with that, right? But with Dear Deja, this is just an extension of that. So when you write in your letters, or when people write in their letters, it's me actually helping them to get the healing work without them having to sit in front of me and be vulnerable. When I'm doing the healing work, all of that crazy, laughing, rambunctious, you know, say anything out the mouth, all of that falls by the wayside, because the healing journey is not a joke for me. The healing journey, let me take my glasses off when I say that. I could probably start crying how emotional I could get. The healing journey is not a joke for me. When I was going through the healing journey, I wasn't thinking about being rambunctious or playing or laughing and joking. I was fucking broken. I was broken. And I feel like when folks come to me, I'm not coming to you, DJ, because I need a laugh. I could watch TV and get that. I'm coming to you because I need help, because I'm broken. And right now ain't shit funny about that. So for me, if you don't see me in the Dear Dejas being rambunctious and yelling and screaming and acting crazy, you have to understand I'm in those moments I'm doing the healing work. And ain't shit funny, laughy, or jokey about that. Now, if you want that, I have Damn Deep. Well, no, Damn Deja's a little deep. I got a story to tell. I have My Unpopular Opinion. Y'all would love that playlist, because there my whole personality is shining through. I'm a nut. Even when I do these hot topics, the shows, you see my personality. But do not look for crazy, rambunctious, you know, flip of the lip Deja in Dear Deja. Because Dear Deja is really dedicated to the healing journey, and I take that shit beyond serious. Okay? So I apologize to the folks if I misled you to think that you were going to get the crazy Deja in Dear Deja. That's not for that. But I do have other playlists on my channel that is for. So if you're looking for that, go visit My Unpopular Opinion. You know, visit my show reviews. You'll see I'm still a nut. I still have that side of me. That side actually is more prevalent than any other side. But when I'm doing the healing work, it's not a game. It's not a joke. In those moments, I have to be serious. I have to be compassionate. I have to be honest. I have to be forthcoming. And I can't laugh about, you know, the reality of people's pain. It's not a joke. I know mine wasn't. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so sorry I had to get so serious in the end, but I promised that I would share that. Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for being here for me. In any event, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell so you can get all my videos as they drop. Make sure you have hit the thumbs up and like the video. That's your free way of supporting my channel. Go check out those other playlists. Go check out those other playlists, and whatever one you like, please drop down in the comments and let me know. What do I always tell you guys? I don't debate and I don't delete. Stay tuned. I love you guys, and I hope to see you soon.
Y'all know how this thing go. I'm gonna tell y'all why I be doing this.